I'm Brett Knese here for CMUEagles.com with head coach Jeff Sherman. Coach, your four-game win streak unfortunately ended last night to Culver Stockton 87-80. How do you look to rebound after that defeat?
Well, obviously we'd like it to be 5, but we ran into a very good team last night with Culver Stockton. The big focus, I think, this time of year is you have to put that behind you. You know, you learn what it was that we didn't do, to be successful, and we got to put it behind us. We have one day of prep time, and that one day is focusing on a very hot team, Avila, and they got us the first time down at their place. I think it was a one-possession game. We did have a chance for a shot there at the buzzer, but it's a very good team. We can't be feeling sorry for ourselves. It's one of those type of things. You wake up today, you forget about last night, and you start focusing on what we have tomorrow, and so it's gonna be a big challenge for us.
A lot of your team's games have come down to free throws. Like you said, last time against Avila, it came down to one possession, just a couple of points. What are you looking to change in order to be successful this time around here at home?
Well, on a couple of notes with Avila, you hope it is a close game. They're, in my opinion, the strongest defensive team in the conference. They're the kind of team that's going to pick you up full court press. They're going to deny you the ball. They're going to take you out of your offense. So it's going to be very important for us to stay, fundamentally sound. We have to stay to our principles. But when you have a team like that, you tend to shoot a lot of free throws. If you're a good defensive team and you play a lot of pressure, I think that you expect that you're going to foul. So that being said, we want to go to the free throw line. Unfortunately, we have not been burning the nets at the free throw line this year. The key is for us to, one, get to the free throw line, get to the rim, try to get some putbacks, three-point plays, but at the same time we want to make sure we get the right players shooting the free throws. But we know we're going to get a chance, an opportunity to shoot them if we're a very aggressive team. And I would like to think our team's going to rebound very well. I mean, last night was a disappointment. Our players were outplayed. I think we're going to have to work harder and work smarter if we're going to have a chance against Avila.
Avila has a very deep roster. A lot of players that can come at you a lot of different ways. How can you contain that kind of offense?
Well, it is tough. I do think they have a very well-balanced team. I think it's led by an All-American candidate, Cedric Johnson. I think he's averaging about 20 points a ball game. We don't have really anybody that can guard him. It's going to have to be a very strong team concept involved. He's very quick. He does a very good job of scoring, penetrating. He makes his teammates better. And I think anytime you can say that a player actually makes his teammates better, that person's pretty special. And there's really only a handful of those players in the conference. Cedric's one of them. And they're enjoying one of their best years they've had in a long time. They're half game behind us, and right now we're one game out of third. And Avila last year, I believe, was right there towards the bottom of the conference. And for them to have this kind of turnaround with still a young team, I think is impressive. And they're going to come in here with a lot of fire, a lot of vigor, and more importantly, a lot of confidence. And boy, if you're playing with a lot of confidence at this time of the year, good things are going to happen.
For your team to be successful on Saturday, who are you looking to get the ball?
Well, there's a few players that we really need to have step up. One is our conference, returning all-conference player Mitch Farr. The downside for last night was Mitch turned his ankle the day before we go to Culver Stockton. Mitch did not have a great game for us last night. He was not moving up and down the floor very well. But he's a player that we not only, he doesn't have to lead us in scoring, he's a player that has to draw the attention to allow the other players a little bit better opportunity. I thought Mike McCode last night played one of his best games of the year. He scored over 20. He had something like 16 or so the first half, and it wouldn't have been for him, we wouldn't have been in the ball game. But I think as much as that, we're going to have to get some contributions out of our forwards. Both Scott Stigman and Mitch Wendling are going to have to step up big for us tomorrow. We're going to have to get that inside-outside attack going. And then we have three other guards really, with Cody Anderson and Greg Williams and Quentin Hunter. We have to get some balanced contribution out of those players. They play 1, 2, and 3 positions. Defensively, we're going to have to step it up. So, At this time, you need to be playing your best ball. There's some nights, almost every game, we're rather impressive compared to where we were at the first of the season. But this has to be sustained throughout the course of the ball game. And so I think your teams that are going to finish in the top towards the end of the conference are going to be the teams that have a way of doing and creating those opportunities. So tomorrow's going to be an opportunity for us, one, to get to play another home game. But we have to get a nice rebound, get some momentum going for next week, because it's one game. One game's going to separate whether or not you play at home in the playoffs or you're going to play on the road. I think we'd rather play at home.
Lastly, you do have 5 games left on the schedule. I think 3 of them are at home, and they're all conference games. How important is this last stretch of games?
Well, there's no question. It's this is what you play for. At the first of the year, everything to keep in mind, our guys have been together since September. We've had the same goals that we've been working for. We've seen some highs and lows. We've gone through some tremendous adversity, losing 2 starters for the year with John Palmer and Eric McDaniel. A lot of people have counted us out because those were 2 players that potentially were all conference players. A lot of teams lose players, but when you lose 2 of your leaders, that's a challenge. We're still trying to find that leadership on a consistent level, but our players have really taught us a lot about themselves, and it's their tenacity and their desire, their commitment to be better. They represent our university very well, but we're sitting at 5th place, and at that point this season, that's not good enough. And where a lot of people might say you ought to be happy where you're at under your conditions and circumstances, we're not. And if we want to improve, these last 4 or 5 games is where you do it. And with Peru State hot right now, Evangel still a couple game lead in the conference, we still have those 2 teams ahead of us. So it's going to be a huge challenge. We love what we do. We feel good that we're still in the hunt, but it's going to come down to each game as if it's going to make a difference. And so we put ourselves in playoff mode, and we're treating every game like it's a conference postseason playoff game. So tomorrow we're going to treat it like it's a first-round game here at home that we won it at home. If you win, you keep playing. So we'll get some experience on putting ourselves in that position and just kind of see what happens. But we're excited.
The Central Methodist University hosts Avila here at home tomorrow following the women's basketball game inside Puckett Fieldhouse. We're looking forward to it. Good luck, Coach.
You betcha. Thank you.